Hi, everyone, Apex here. So I thought I'd come along today to bring you an updated guide and build on the Summoner class. Been having a little play about probably over the last couple of days since my last video, just to kind of see where it's at, whether I can push higher levels, and it's still very strong. I finally got my duplication achievement unlocked, so I can now double up on summons. I'm aiming to get the triple one at some point. So yeah, let's get on and show you what I've done with it since my last video. Now, currently I'm 73, so I have gone up a few levels. In regards to my character stats, I've pretty much stuck everything into toughness now. The only reason behind this is because the summons don't actually scale off of your stats, and from what I understand still, the summons don't scale off of your points or your passive points from the Gates of Fate. So we'll go through that bit in a second. But yeah, you ideally want to be scaling everything into toughness to give your survivability a little bit more of a chance. When it comes to my general stats, my resistance is still a little bit low. I know as you get into the higher tiers, you're going to want this up a lot more than this. But for the moment, this is working fine. I just dodge everything. Now, when we go into the build, very similar to the previous one. We've got the Plague Burst. Nothing's really changed in the runes. So we've got the increased area of effect. We've got the alignment chance score. Allow skill to be cast at cursor. Average damage increase. We've got leaves a poisonous cloud when an enemy or friendly summon dies, dealing damage over time. Increases the critical chance. And increases explosion damage for each alignment stack on a monster has. And then got the critical damage as well. I've changed the Liver Mortis to the Mage summon. So you get this from convert summon base toxic damage to lightning damage. It's a very powerful DPS summon. I would strongly advise this over the other two. Again, for both of these, it's going to be increase health of summon, increase the damage of summon, increase the attack speed of summon, convert summon's base damage to lightning, increase the damage of summon, and again increase the damage of summon. And you'll find it's the same in this one. Hunting Swarm, this is our next damage bread and butter. So I'm still leveling up this one. This one's currently on 74, so it does a lot more damage than obviously this one. But they both run the same way. We've got increased damage for summons. We've got allow the arrows that are shot by summons to pierce enemies. This is very important. Increase the number of summons by 1, so we can have 3 up at once. We've got convert summon base physical damage to toxic damage. Again, I don't know if this really makes much of a difference, whichever one you pick, but I choose this just because of the tree has toxic damage in it. We've got summons attack speed is increased after using the skill, and then of course we're going to stick that one on there as well as the last one. What it means by increase the attack speed after using the skill, so each of your summons has a special ability once you press it again when they're all out. So with this one, you press it and it fires the arrow. After that point, for about sort of 5 seconds, they have an increased attack speed. It's very quick. So you press it, let them do their magic. With the mage, what it does is it puts a protective barrier around, so it protects incoming damage. So if you stay within this, you should take less damage. And then with the feeding swarm, they just basically dash. It's crap. It doesn't really work very well. But with these, they're just good for a little bit of extra DPS. Increase the damage of the summons again. Damage, summon increase, toxic damage, increase the damage of the summons, and reduces the health of summons and increases the damage. I mean, these guys do put out a lot of damage, to be honest. When they're all attacking, you can down somebody that's got 5 million HP within about 5 seconds. It's very quick. So I mean, this is the build really. I mean, you can get so many out. It's ridiculous. You know, this is my little army. Now, if we move on to the Fates tree, I have changed it slightly from the previous build, whereas I haven't really gone too much into this side here. I kind of stopped here rather than moving up into this band here. But ideally, depending on the level you are, I mean, I've got 74 points, and I've got 73 points, so I can spec into a lot more than what most people can. We start off here as the soldier, so we move across to start with because we want to go to the summon tree. Essentially, we go boom, 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 boom. So this way up here. So all of these, so we'll start again. So we've got the crit damage, and then we've obviously got the melee weapon damage, which doesn't make any difference to us. You get the 10% decrease cooldown skills, the resistance score, which is what we're trying to stack, and the maximum health. You got resistance score, maximum health, spell cost decrease, spell damage, movement speed, the wisdom, which is again pointless. We've got the all resistance score there, which is what we're aiming for. And then we get into the summoner tree. So we want to move across first. So we want to go through here. So we go damage dealt by summons. We've got the damage dealt by summons, damage dealt by summons, up to here. So this is a skill you must take because it will help with the plague burst. So it drops these little green globes, and once you pick those up, you do get an increased damage of 30% poison for 5 seconds. Now, if you picked up, I don't know, 7 of these, you know, that's going to be 7 times 3, so 210% increased damage of poison damage, toxic damage. It's a huge increase. And then when summons die, you can get additional ones as well. So you don't really need this one, but I've taken it anyway. Go up to your health, and then come back down to damage summons. Come across the toxic. Take both of these, and this is your bread and butter. You need all 3 of these, as per my previous video. You must take these 3 skills, and you must take this, otherwise your summons will die. And then we work our way across again. This is good to put ailments on, so I've got this. You don't necessarily need it, but again, it's a damage boost, so yeah, I'd say take it. Once you've got this, just come back to this tree, work your way up for the ailments, and then back again this way, and then come down here, and then this is your defensive tree. So again, resistance, maximum health, block efficiency, resistance score, critical damage and health, again resistance score. We've got resistance score, and then this is for, so you can make sure you get a heavy helm and a heavy chest, so you can gain and stack more resistant. Very important, this tree. And then we basically move across. So again, maximum health. This increases damage for every enemy that's near you, so you get a 4% damage increase for each nearby enemy. So this is again a big damage boost, and this gives an extra radius of where that stacks. And then you've also got the 1% damage for nearby enemies as well. So in total, you're getting 5% per enemy. Then we move across here. We take the ferocity, we take the material damage, and then we go for the maximum health and full shield. And then we've got enemies that have impaired movement effects, slowed in status, stunned or frozen, take increased damage. I'm still trying to get an ability where I can get slow, so this is work in progress. This one, you don't really need to come all the way across here for the moment, so I'm going to try and find something which I can use to get that 25% increased damage. And then we kind of go up here. This is more utility. Again, it's just extra damage for your plague burst, so critical damage, critical score, critical damage, attack speed. And then this is really, this is again, it's just damage for your plague burst. So we've got material damage, poison stack duration, poison ailment damage, and then the percent of physical damage is converted into toxic damage. We don't do any physical damage, so I mean, I've just got it there because it's there. It may make an impact, it may not, but it's working for me at the moment. And then again, crit score, and then crit damage, and that's it. Also, I forgot this one here as well. So we've got the maximum health, full shield, and toughness to get a bit more defense there. So it's really about stacking your defenses up. You don't need stats that give damage really, unless you're trying to spec out the for plague burst. All your damage really comes from your summons, which doesn't stack off of the tree and it doesn't stack off of your stats. So you might as well just boost up your resilience and toughness and health and force shield. You're only going to need it when you get to higher levels. So what I'll do now is I'll run you through a game, and then we'll see how it performs. It'll be the first. I'm currently sitting at 112, so I haven't done one of these yet. 112, so fingers crossed it works. But thanks for watching. Enjoy the run. If you've got any comments, leave them below, and also please feel free to subscribe and like the video. It all helps. Thank you.